You're watching Missouri Western Television. This month on Western Reports, the music department is being revamped. We speak to the Director of Keyboard Studies about the exciting changes happening in Potter Hall. Stay tuned for this story and more. Thanks for joining us. I'm Mallory Edson. With the delivery of 13 Steinway pianos to Potter Hall, Western became the third all-Steinway school in Missouri. Western students now have the ability to use the state-of-the-art pianos to perfect their art. We sat down at one of these pianos with Dr. Matthew Edwards to learn about this exciting opportunity open to our students.
Being an all-Steinway school means a couple of things. It means literally that 90%, at least 90% of our pianos are Steinways or Steinway-made pianos. So that includes some of their brands like Boston and Essex. In another sense, it means prestige. I mean, we are number 113 in the world that is all Steinway as far as schools go. And so there's a certain amount of prestige that goes with that. But then there's also just the quality of the instruments. Some of the instruments that we had before are very old, 40, 50, 60 years old. People that aren't pianists maybe don't completely understand what we mean by tone or how is it different, that sort of thing. But I guess the way I would describe it is like if you were a painter and you had 3 colors. While that might be nice, it's simply not enough.
The process that they undergo to be created, they maintain, like, there's very few modernized changes that have been used when they create it. So basically, I mean, they take years to, like, it takes a year fully to make one of these things, and they use the ways that they used back, when it started 150 or so years ago. And there's no machine that can really quite get the human hand touch for creating these, in the intricacies of a piano. And the fact that they actually have humans making them instead of like, any other brand piano will just be shooting them out of the factory. They only have, 1,000 of them a year.
The process itself has been the same for 150 years. And so there's, like I said, a lot of care that goes into the process, but just the tone and the years of refining the instrument make it just the best, in my opinion. It's such a wide range of color and sound that's possible. And after all of that time, to finally get to the place where here it is, it's actually happened, it's pretty stunning. And in fact, we had our dedication a few nights ago, and I was struck by the emotional response I had to it. To finally have achieved it, we've actually done it, and here we are. But I'm very excited about the future as well, and what it's going to mean to our current students, but also potential students that could be arriving. Clearly, this is a very big positive for potential students to be at a place that they can come and practice on a brand new Steinway piano. So I'm very, very excited, and as I said, it's great for me to be able to come here and practice myself on the instrument as well. It's just a great privilege.
This is going to be a great investment for the school. They are expensive pianos, but you pay for excellence, and it's just like any college career. You can go, you can go to community college, pay a little bit, get a good degree, or you can go to a bigger university, and you're paying for what you get, I think.
The new lab now is a brand new state-of-the-art Yamaha Clavinova lab, and there are 16 student keyboards and 1 teacher station. And these are quite literally, at the moment, the best that you can buy from Clavinova. And so now we have a full lab with these great keyboards connected to a teacher's station. But in addition to that, the new computers in there, we have 12, I believe, either iMac or MacBook laptops that are actually connected into the keyboards, and they're on some swivel arms so that the student can use the keyboard, use the computer, or they can use the keyboard, or actually use them both. So this is a big deal for our computer music classes, for our theory students, for our ear training students. They can use all of this stuff in the lab, and it's just, my colleague Dr. May has worked with piano labs a lot longer than I have, and he said it's the best one he's ever seen.
Not only did we get an all-Steinway, we're an all-Steinway campus, but we also got an upgrade to our music lab, so we've got a bunch of new keyboards and new Macs, and it's pushing in a good direction to be a forefront of a music school.
We'll be right back with more music news and your campus news update.
Did you know Western commits 83% of the university budget directly to supporting students and student instruction, among the highest in the state?
Discover gold at Missouri Western State University, now offering graduate degrees to advance your career in teaching, chemistry, media arts, IT management, and more. Missouri Western offers you convenient and affordable quality education with real-world experience. Discover graduate gold at Missouri Western State University. Information available at 816-271-4364.
Do you ever wonder what goes on in the arts community in St. Joseph? There's a lot to offer, and Missouri Western's newest show, Art Beat, will highlight the cultural community in St. Joe. We'll bring you theater, music, museums, art, activities for kids, and much, much more. I'm Stacy Park. Please join me for Art Beat on Missouri Western Television at the times you see here. You can also watch us on the web at missouriwestern.edu/artbeat.
Welcome back. This month's Alumni Spotlight features Jason Riley. Jason is a graduate of Western's music department and teaches classical guitar with the Center for Community Arts.
Well, I'm a guitar player and a guitar teacher, and during the school year I see private students and also teach some classes. Right now I'm teaching Missouri Western and Benedictine College, and at Missouri Western I teach the commercial guitar stuff. I also do the rock ensemble and the contemporary guitar history classes. I love doing what I do. My hobby is my job, and some people say that's not a good thing necessarily, but if you can make money doing what you love, that's great. And I definitely, playing guitar was my great love, in life. So I continue to practice and study, and so I really like my practice time and enjoy that part of it. I sort of get to be my own boss. I guess I have a lot of bosses, but I get to set my schedule. It's not a 9-to-5 type situation, so I really love teaching too. A lot of players don't, take on teaching as something they do, because they're not doing something else. And I just really love teaching and working with all ages students. I have, a 5-year-old now, and I don't know how old my oldest is, but they go right through to retirement age type folks. So I meet a lot of neat people that way too. So in general, I'd say I had an excellent college experience. I lived on campus for a year and kind of did that, and my roommates from that time period are still, you move away from home and move in with these guys or whatever, strangers really, and maintain friendships with a lot of those freshman year type guys. I met my wife at college, and she's a Missouri Western grad too. So yeah, really, if I hadn't ended up at Missouri Western, my life would be very different than it is right now. So everything I have now is from the time that I spent there.
In February, the art department showcased a wide variety of art from Western professors in their Biennial Faculty Art Exhibition. Let's check out what was on display.
Well, this is the opening of our faculty biennial exhibit. We do this to allow our students to see that we are practicing artists. We work at our craft. We exhibit nationally and internationally. And aside from trying to give our kids and students a really good, rewarding academic experience, we want them to be challenged by what it is that they do. We want them to aspire to be part of a broader art conversation. And so I think it's really important for the students to be able to see that we are doing what we're telling the students to do. And we are trying to engage them and get them to exhibit and to enter exhibits and to be prolific. Well, you know, students tend to be very quiet and rather, introspective about things. And I generally find that they'll come to me one-on-one after a show and mention that they either enjoyed something or they had a problem with something, which I think is really good too. I like that when somebody has questions about technique or wonders why I chose to do what it was that I did. I think that that's energizing, that give and take, that talk about making art and process. It's a real thrill for me. And I know it is for our other faculty as well. We have very diverse media, from ceramics to video, oils, graphite, daguerreotypes. It's really terrific. And I think it's important for everyone to know that we don't just show locally. We show regionally, nationally, and internationally. Pete Risso, whose animation is in the exhibit, has shown recently in Istanbul, Turkey. I've had work recently in Barcelona and Paris. We are really out there trying to put the work before an international audience and be serious about what it is we do and to be a part of that broader art conversation, which is really important to everybody. Us individually as creators and to our students, to know that they can aspire to something broader than St. Joseph and the Northwest Missouri region. I don't think any of us could not be practicing artists. We are so into what we're doing. We think about making art all the time. Anyone who's in the creative industries, it doesn't matter what kind, is thinking about his or her craft, going to bed thinking about the next drawing or the next stroke you're going to make on a painting. This is what we do. And we're so passionate about it that we want our students to share in that feeling as well. And it's important to us as individual faculty members because we work in a pretty insular environment. We're in our studios making our own work. It's important for us to feed off of each other creatively as well. So it's really an intrinsic part of our creative experience to see each other's work and to be challenged by it and to aspire to, you know, this is really cool. I want to do a little bit better than that. And that's part of the fun of engagement with creative people, is that that challenge that they bring to us. The show is open from today, February 3rd, through Friday, February 26th. It's open 8 until 4, Monday through Friday. Anybody can come. We want everybody to come.
The first permanent dean of the Stephen L. Craig School of Business has been announced. Dr. Philip Nitze will take the position on July 1st of this year. Dr. Nitze has worked as professor of marketing at Idaho State University for 17 years and says he is elated to have the opportunity to join such a dynamic school and faculty brimming with positive energy. Welcome, Dr. Nitze. Former U.S. House Speaker Newt Gingrich will be the featured speaker at the 17th Annual Convocation on Critical Issues at Missouri Western State University. The convocation, held each October in the Looney Complex, is free and open to the public. We'll have more detailed information as the convocation nears. For nearly 2 years, the second floor of the Christopher Kit Bond Science and Technology Incubator has been empty and unfinished. Now, Boehringer Ingelheim Vetmedica Incorporated has signed on to lease the space in order to expand their research. This new agreement will open up many jobs in the St. Joseph community and give Western students new opportunities to intern and study. We talked to Dr. Gary Clapp, President and CEO of the IIALS, to learn the benefits this will have on the community and school.
We have had a little bit of feedback about why would Boehringer Ingelheim, a large company, want to take his position in basically a business incubator where small companies are supposed to grow. And actually we had an issue. The upstairs was basically unfinished, and so no small companies could occupy unfinished floor space. So Behringer approached us with the possibility of them finishing the floor space for their usage for a period of time, and we talked about 4 years. And then after that 4 years, they would leave and leave the improvements for us, and that includes bathrooms, laboratory, office space, HVAC, all the things. I mean, the dollar value of finishing this second floor was probably on the order of $700,000 to $1 million, $700,000 to $1 million. So Behringer actually approached us and said, would this be of interest to us if they could finish the space and occupy it for this period of time, and then turn it back to us, which then becomes available to new companies as they grow. And that seemed like one of these win-win situations where the community could retain the 40 jobs or so that Behringer will have here, because that was actually one of the alternatives. Is what do we do with these? Behringer asked, what do we do with these 40 jobs if we can't find suitable space? This space was ready to be finished. We could keep those 40 positions right here in St. Joe, and we could keep that interaction right here in St. Joseph. So it made great sense. And the more we talked about it, the more benefits there seemed to be, because we really wanted to see a strong relationship between MWSU student experiences, faculty and staff experiences right here. What a great opportunity to have one of the major players in the animal health and nutrition industry right here on our campus, and wanting to be further involved, whether it be from an accounting standpoint, school of business standpoint, whether it be from the sciences, chemistry, biology, microbiology. It doesn't matter which particular discipline can get involved. They'll have it all right here. So the opportunity to increase our influence with regard to a number of student experiences we have as far as interns. We haven't sat down and carved out how many interns this will be at this point, because we're still under construction, as you may be able to hear right now. But those interns will all have those additional experiences, as well as faculty and staff. So it's a win-win for everybody. Internships, experiences, more jobs, better jobs for people at MWSU and in St. Joseph. These are desperate times for companies that need quality employees, that are looking to the future. They want to stay here. Let's help them stay here. Let's help them be successful. That's what this is saying, I think, to me. And I certainly hope that's what it's saying to your audience.
Missouri Western and UMKC have signed an agreement to allow Western students to easier pursue a business graduate degree through UMKC. We sat down with Associate Professor of Business Carol Raver to see how the program will work.
The Craig School of Business at Missouri Western State University offers undergraduate Bachelor of Science in Business Administration degrees. We offer 4 degrees in accounting, finance, management, and marketing. Our goal is to offer the best undergraduate degree programs in Northwest Missouri. So we are focused on undergraduate education and have created partnerships with regional schools for students who are interested in earning graduate degrees. For example, we have signed an agreement in 2009 with Rockhurst University, which is a Jesuit school in Kansas City, where our students may complete a master's in business administration, an MBA, within 30 hours. If they enroll in Rockhurst within a year of graduating from our program, and they can complete the program at Rockhurst within 3 years, they can earn their MBA with 30 hours of credit. A second partnership that we've signed just recently in 2010 is with the University of Missouri Kansas City program. UMKC offers 2 graduate programs. It offers an MBA, and then it offers a 5th year in accounting for those students who want to sit for the CPA exam and need to have 150 hours of undergraduate credit. These partnerships will be of great benefit to the students who want to pursue graduate work in business. For one thing, representatives from these campuses will come to our campus to talk to potential students, so they will get first-hand information about how to apply for the programs and what the requirements are. Secondly, our agreement with them means that these schools have looked over our academic programs and have approved them for replacing some of the core courses in those 2 graduate programs at Rockhurst and UMKC. So we have a very specific list of courses that have been reviewed by UMKC, and we know exactly which ones of our courses will serve as a waiver for courses in the core business program at UMKC, and the same is true for Rockhurst. One of the advantages of UMKC is its emphasis on entrepreneurship. And because Stephen L. Craig is our benefactor and has a great interest in entrepreneurship, having access to an MBA program that emphasizes entrepreneurship will be helpful to our students. We have students who in the past have gone to these schools on their own, maybe UMKC a little bit more than Rockhurst, but by having these signed agreements and by publicizing the programs on our campus, a lot more of our students will learn the details of the programs and be able to think about whether they want to take advantage of them. So we've had students in the past who have gone into these programs, but I anticipate that we'll have more in the future.
Here's your Money Minute with Matt Brock from Edward Jones.
Well, hello. I'm here to visit with folks just a little bit about reminding you of some options you may have if you're expecting to or have already received a tax return for 2009. Some of the things that we're suggesting to folks, particularly coming out of the year that we experienced in the marketplace, if you have some outstanding bills or expenses that need to be paid down, it is appropriate to use some of that refund to take care of those issues. One other option you may want to consider is building up your safety net or your nest egg a little bit. We always want to make sure that we have about 6 to 12 months worth of average expenses put aside in a checking or savings account, just in the event you need to use that as a rainy day fund or an emergency fund. If you find then that you do have extra or you don't need those other criteria, you can take the opportunity to look into a chance for investing. And what we've been telling folks to expect, a reasonable amount on average that we've seen on tax returns, particularly for last year, was about $2,700. If you were to take that at just a reasonable rate of return, say 7% hypothetically, and invest that now, preparing for retirement in the future, if you had that grow for you over the next 30 years, you'd have roughly about $20,000 set aside. Now, if we were able to compound to that, and each year when you received your tax return, add a little bit, you certainly put yourself in a position where you can grow a sizable amount that you'll have to assist you when you do enter retirement. Of course, those gains would be taxable upon withdrawal at that time, but until then they would grow tax deferred for you. So it's an excellent opportunity to put to work some money now and not fall into the trap of spending it immediately. Good luck. And good luck with your investing.
The Winter Olympics are a big part of culture around the world. We stop students to ask them what their favorite sport is. Their answers are this month's buzz.
Absolutely, I've been paying attention, keeping up with Shaun White, downhill alpine skiing, and the luge and curling.
I've been following it a little bit. I really only like to watch the snowboarding because I snowboard myself, but I haven't really gotten too in-depth with it. It just hasn't interested me this year.
No, I haven't been watching the Olympics. I've been doing my schoolwork.
Absolutely. I watch it every day, and the ski jumping and the skating and the hockey and the curling are my favorites.
And now for your upcoming events. Spring break is March 14th through 21st. No classes will be held. Concert Band and Chamber Winds will perform their annual concert on March 11th at 7:30 p.m. in Potter Hall's Theater. Registration for the summer and fall semesters begins April 5th. Contact the registrar's office at 816-271-4211 for more information. April is the month to check out all the talented students at Missouri Western. The spring main stage production of The Illusion will be performed April 7th through 11th at 8 p.m. in Potter Hall. Admission is free for students. Symphonic Winds will perform at 3 o'clock in the afternoon on April 11th in the Potter Hall Theater. The student-written and student-directed one-acts will be performed in a showcase on April 15th through 18th. An evening of one-acts will take place in the Black Box Theater at 8 p.m. each night. Student percussionists will perform in the annual Extreme Percussion Show on April 16th and 17th in the Potter Hall Theater at 7:30 p.m. The performers for the Western Activities annual spring concert series have been announced. Rock bands Puddle of Mud and Saliva will play at St. Joseph's Civic Arena on Thursday, April 15th at 8 o'clock. For the most current events at Western, check out MissouriWestern.edu. We're out of time for this March edition of Western Reports. Be sure to watch us on Missouri Western Television every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday at 7 p.m. and Saturdays at 10 a.m. or online at MissouriWestern.edu/IMC/news. If you have any suggestions for our program, please email us at television@MissouriWestern.edu. New programs air at the beginning of each month. I'm Mallory Edson. Thanks for watching.